So if you could just come into your Wuji stance, which is our standing position for Qigong. And I'm going to explain a little bit how it's different from yoga in that we don't lock out our joints. Okay, we don't lock the joints by pushing the knees back. We have softness in the joints. And that allows the energy to freely flow. So if you look down to your feet, you can still see your toes. So you don't want your knees so bent that your toes have gone from your sight. Just a little soft bend in the knees. Let's start with a bit of shaking. And the shaking starts from the feet. It's as though the earth is moving underneath us. And just let's shake some of that energy, some of that stagnant energy that we may have from sitting in one position, maybe hunched over a computer. So let's just shake it out a little bit down to the fingers, through all the joints, and allow the energy to move freely. So that's what we don't want. We don't want stuck, stale, or stagnant energy left in the body. We want to replace it with fresh, free-flowing, energetic energy. So have a good old shake, all right? Through the hands, the elbows be soft, the shoulders, the hips, maybe just feeling the joints, the ankles, and then maybe an inhale and an exhale. And we do that again, an inhale and an exhale through the mouth. Inhale through the nose, exhale one last time. Okay, and maybe we feel a little looser. So we're going to start 18 forms, and we're going to try and take you seamlessly through. So the first one is called pulsing. We inhale, bring the arms about shoulder height, and we exhale, soften. So it's a soft movement, just bending the knees ever so slightly and exhaling. We call this pulsing in Qigong, or for the 18 forms, a nice description of this movement is your hands are a mist rising off the lake and softening back down. So you'll know from our practice, we don't move vigorously. We move flowing, free flowing. Like the energy that we want to cultivate, we flow. And we flow with the breath. So on the inhale, we take a little sink into the earth, and then we exhale, rise back up to sky. And be aware of your breath. Mist rising off the lake. It's a continuous movement. It doesn't stop anywhere. As soon as your hands come back, they start to lift like the mist rising off the lake and descend. Inhale, softening. See how that feels in the ankles, in the back of the calves, creating space in the tendons, ligaments. Maybe you feel it in your Achilles. Exhale, soften. You take a few more of those, just pulsing and harmonizing our energy, our internal energy. It's a difficult thing to define, but you can best think of it like, how does your energy feel today? And there's certain times in the day, like about 4 o'clock, when our energy just slumps. Or we might feel very energetic first thing in the morning. We're going to take one more, or very energetic at night. Depends how your personal energy works. So that's the first form. The second form We're going to inhale the arms forwards. Inhale again, opening wide. And exhale. Again. Take the palms together and we're opening the heart to what is, which is lovely. Opening our heart to what is. So it's an inhale, arms come up. Inhale again to open to what is. And exhale, release. So we use a lot of visualizations as well in our Qigong practice. And if you can think of that as opening your heart to whatever is, then our energy tends to soften. Inhale again. And exhale. Just allowing whatever is. Inhale. Inhale again. And exhale. Inhale. Still keeping that softness in the knees and a softness in the shoulders and the elbows. So you're not lifting. When you inhale, the shoulders don't come up anywhere near the ears. They stay soft. And exhale. So we're aiming to work with effortless effort. Inhale. And we're going to take one final, opening the heart to what is. Inhale. Inhale again. And exhale. Third form is separating clouds, where we open the arms, not touching the wrists, and then separating those clouds with the hands flexed and sinking a little into the knees. Opposite hand lifts in front, but we don't actually touch the wrists. They're about an inch apart. And exhale with the hands flexed. So this opens lovely into shoulders, into chest, and exhale. Works the lung meridian, opens the heart meridian, and meridians are our energy lines, or in yoga we call them nadis. Meridians is the Chinese term for the lines of energy which run through the body and relate to the major organs. So inhale, lifting, exhale, releasing with the hands flexed. And visually, we can imagine how soft it is to separate those clouds. It's not a vigorous activity. It's just gently pushing those clouds apart to keep our mind clear and focused. Inhale, not being clouded. Exhale. Really start to notice the quality of your breath. Starting to take fuller, deeper, more even breaths. And just by doing so, that has a great calming effect on the body and the mind. So even though we're moving in a physical way, we're also calming down any emotional qualities. We're going to take two more. And exhaling. Remember to flex the wrists. Inhale. And exhale. So for the next form, and they're called forms rather than sequences, they're called forms. That's the traditional Chinese way, like you would have in Qigong. The difference between Qigong, really the main difference is Qigong is a martial art which is to do with combat. This is to do with ourselves and cultivating our own energy, not a partner's energy or fighting a partner. But many of the positions and, movements are the same. So we take the feet a little bit wider, turn the toes outwards so we're in horse stance, where the knees track over the toes turned out to about 90 degrees. And we're going to swing the rainbow. So you spread your fingers, so you're holding the ends of a beautiful rainbow. And we'll go over to right side first by bending the left knee. So you get this lovely stretch into the left side body. Inhale. Exhale, swinging the rainbow to the other side. You also get this nice stretch in the hamstring of the straight leg. Exhale. So we're opening all the way down that left side. Keep the fingers spread. Inhale, come back. Exhale, swing the rainbow. And again, you can reach your hand at the top as high as you want to get into the side body. Exhale. Full exhale. Take your time as you come up. Exhale. So it's not about how many we do or how vigorous we do the movement. It's about feeling that sense of ease and flow. That's a really important aspect of our Qigong practices, flowing like water. And at the forefront of all the forms and the movements is our connection back to the natural world. So water, one of the 5 elements, is a very powerful principle in Qigong because it's the ultimate flowing principle. Water flows. So you could think of water as very soft and flowing, yet water is also incredibly strong. If you feel, you think about what water can carve out of stone. So it's that internal strength, but that also that sense of softness and fluidity. So we encompass those qualities into our practice. We're going to take one more each side. So I'm going to complete one more to the right side. Stretch a little bit further. Inhale, come up. And one more to left side. And I'm going to release the rainbow. Step the feet back in line. And the 5th form, we're going to have the 2 hands as though they're controlling a ball. You're going to roll the ball from the back of the shoulder on the right hand to come forwards. And as they meet, you're going to take the left hand to come all the way back and start to push. Now they meet about elbow distance, forearms straight. And then as one comes back, the other extends forwards. And then we take the inhale to roll the ball back. As we extend, we get to the same position with the hands and then swap. So they're alternating. And it's a lovely full circle on the shoulder. Opens the chest. Again, opens the heart. Keep the hands flexed. Inhale back. Exhale, sink and push. Inhale back, sink and push. So you see it on the side. That arm is straight. And then they meet. That arm straightens. And then they meet. So there's a little twist in the waist. You reach back, but you keep looking forwards. And please don't worry if you don't feel that you're getting it perfectly right. Some people in China just practice the 18 forms, Shibashi, continually. So the first time we do it, we ain't going to get it right. So we're just learning. And if your body feels like it's flowing, then that's good. And releasing tightness from the shoulder, from the wrists. We'll take a couple more, that you get the feel of that. Maybe you're feeling it in your fingers now, in your arms. We'll take one more each side. And just bringing the hands back. Give them a little shake. So this one I think you're going to know and remember from our previous 18 movements. We pop the thumb inside the fingers, feet are parallel, and we're going to row to the center of the lake. So check your feet are pointing forwards. Exhale, bring the oars over the back, looking up, exhale. Rowing to the center of the lake, so it's a full body movement. Again, deeply working the shoulders, synchronizing the movement with the inhale and the exhale. Keep awareness in your feet. When you get here and it's quite a tough movement for the shoulders, just slow it down. But it works wonders for tight shoulders. Also increases our metabolism, our heat, our internal heat. And it's moving the blood, moving the lymph, and moving anything that's stagnant, that needs to be cleared. We'll take one more and we'll assume we've got to the center of the lake. Just hang your head down for a moment. Come into the balls of the feet, the heels of the feet, the balls of the feet, the heels of the feet. If you can pop your fingers onto the floor, just allow a little short break at the center of the lake. Okay, thumbs come back in. We're going to row back. So we reverse that movement. And exhale. I found this very tight on my right shoulder to start with. And I can still see a difference between the right and the left, but it's improving. Listen to your breath. Nearly there. Opening the chest, opening the heart and the lungs. We've got 2 more rows to get back to the side of the lake. And release. So I'm sure you can feel that in your shoulders now. So we've taken 6 of the 18 forms. So we're just going to gathering in all that new, fresh, vibrant energy flowing, clearing out any of the stale and stagnant. Bringing the hands, not touching, just in front of the forehead. clearing and filling. So if there's anything you particularly need to clear, clear it, and filling it with fresh energy, spaciousness. Bring the hands down to the lower dantian and release. So feet a little wider, we call this bow stance. My toes aren't turned out, my toes point forwards, but they're a little wider than Wuji stance. And the next one, we'll call it lifting a ball, but it's got a nicer name, which I'll tell you later. So let's start with the right arm lifting. So as the right arm lifts the ball to shoulder height, as far to the left side as you can reach, you come up onto your right toes. And you can see with my hand at the back, it just sits with the palm as though it's holding a ball at the back of my sacrum. Okay, so that's lifting the ball. And then as we come back, we swap and we lift, look to the ball, spread the fingers, come up onto the left toes, exhale back. So we're getting a big stretch through side of the body, but as you lift into the toes, you can feel that energetic line running all the way from the toes up to the fingers through the side body. And the palm just lifts up as though it's holding a ball, hiding the ball behind your back. Exhale, back switch. Inhale, make sure you come up on the toes. Look up to your top hand. Exhale back. And get into your rhythm of breath. It's floating silk in the air. And I want you to think of you're holding silk and it's floating up. As opposed to the ball, you're holding silk in your hand and it's so light, it's flowing up. Feel the stretch from the toes up to the fingers. See if you can stretch a bit further. Floating silk in the air. Slow it down. Feel the full stretch through the side body. I'm going to take one more each side. Bringing it back, floating that silk, and feeling the toes. Coming back to center, same position with the feet. Bringing the hands in front of your lower dantian. And similar movement, but we're just going to place both arms up to place the moon up into the sky to the right side. So I'm up onto my right toes. I exhale back and I lift the moon up into its prominent position to the right side. And you want to hold it really softly with the fingers spread so you don't drop that moon. So this time both arms are reaching across and a little bit behind. Remember to keep the joints soft. So we call this one looking at the moon. So make sure you're looking where your hands are reaching. And still coming up on the toes. Bringing the moon, back to your lower dantian in front of you. And then it sweeps up on the inhale. Draw back in on the exhale. Lift up. So plenty of twisting. We're going to take one more, looking at the moon to your left side, looking to the moon on your right side. Now bringing the hands back in to the center, I want you to have, let's have the left hand down, the right palm up. And then feet, same position. As you bend the knees, you're going to take the right palm to the left. You bring it back in and you swap. So the left hand moves to the right. Now, the important thing here is that your hips don't turn. So just come into that soft knee position, keeping the knees, keeping the pelvis pointing forwards, and just take the top hand to the side. So your torso is twisting, but your pelvis is staying center. You come back, you switch the hands. So the other hand is on the top, and you push the hand. You come back, other hand comes to the top. Now this is a big squeeze from the belly as you exhale. So it's an internal strong movement, turning the waist, pushing the palms, turning to look at the hand, bending the knees, but the pelvis stays still, the waist moves. Squeeze belly button back to spine. So you're coming here, looking, squeezing belly to spine. Swapping the hands, looking, soft bent knees. That's quite strong in the core, in the belly. You feel like you're really toning, again, from the inside. So the knees lift. You sit down a little bit and squeeze belly to spine. Make sure you can feel that from your core on that exhale. Twist, but don't twist the pelvis. Twist the waist, but not the pelvis. So I feel that one's really quite strong as you can draw that belly button back to the spine. Turning the waist, pushing the palms. We're just going to finish one more each side. Keep squeezing belly to spine. Working the abdominals. And come back to center. And then we've done the turn. We're going to turn the hands only. And this is like a little bit like our infinity figure, but it's basically waving the hands like clouds. So as you get to one side, you turn and imagine your hands are just brushing through clouds. So again, a wave-like motion. So you're just part of the clouds. Turning the hands when you get to one side, you change. And that can get quite mesmeric. So just think of your hands moving like clouds. Nice and slowly. Feel the pattern that that's making on your feet. And just allow your body to sway, to flow. And maybe you can feel the energy between the two hands. They never touch. Just moving like clouds. Okay. Continue doing that for me. I've just got that's correct. I just doubted myself for one moment that I'd missed one out. I had a little internal panic. So we're going to bring the hands back to center and release those clouds. Let's feel fresh energy, balanced, flowing, clearing any stagnant, stale energy, filling with fresh, flowing, vibrant energy that we've taken from those movements, the moon, the clouds. And release. So for the next movement form, we're going to step forwards with the right foot, but not a long stance, okay? Not a long stance. So if your feet are in wuji stance, maybe slide the left foot back, turn the left toes out slightly. So you've got a short position. You can bend the front knee safely, you can bend the back knee safely. And the knee is tracking over the toes. Front knee, back knee, front knee, and back knee. So just move that back. We've got our front leg, the right leg, the back leg is the left leg. And we're going to dip our hands in the sea. And then we're going to look at the sky. So when we come forwards, we exhale, front knee bends. We cross, but we don't touch the arms. And bend the back knee and gaze in wonder at the sky. We come forwards, touch the sea. So this opens the chest wonderfully and the shoulders, works the legs quite strongly. Exhale, touch the sea. Inhale, look at the sky. It's going to be sunny tomorrow. 18 degrees. Exhale, touch the sea. And then really let your head drop back if you feel safe on that back foot. Exhale. Really important we get the back foot in the right position. So the knee is tracking over the toes. One more. Exhale, touch the sea. Inhale, look at the sky. And release. Step forwards left, step back right. Check your knees, please. That's safe. You're not on the tightrope. Exhale, touch the sea. Inhale, look at the sky. So we're somewhere in between. The sea, the cold sea is yin. The sky is yang. Exhale. So we're balanced somewhere in between yin and yang. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Just like a little flow of its own. The balance between yin and yang. Slow it down if you need to. Exhale. Hands reach. The arms cross, but they don't touch. And then they spread and open. One more. Exhale, touch the sea. Inhale. Look at the sky. And then swap the feet. So the right foot is forwards, the left foot is back. The same position. Check that the knees can safely bend, not too deep. So you've got that swaying position. And now we're going to take the dove spreads its wings. So as we come forwards, just want the hands about here. As we come back, don't take them too far back. I want the front toe lifted and you feel strong on that back leg. Exhale. We close, but we don't close completely. The heel comes up at the back. Exhale, the front toe lifts. You can still see your wings. Exhale, heel comes up at the back. Inhale, display your beautiful dove chest. Exhale, closing in. Inhale, opening, but you can still see your wings. Front toe lifts. Exhale. Inhale, open. Proud. One more. Exhale. Inhale. Opening your wings. And release. Step forwards. Left foot, right foot back. Not too far. It's a short stance. Okay, we don't want to be doing anything too extreme. It needs to be soft and fluid. So check the knees can bend over the toes, over the toes. And again, exhale. Inhale, lift the front toes. Keep a check that you can still see your elbows and your hands as your wings. Exhale, lift into the toes. Inhale, lift the toes on the front foot. We lift the heel. We lift the toes. And use the imagery of nature, like the dove spreading its wings. Inhale. Exhale. It's a lovely strengthener for the arms, but in a soft way. Exhale. And inhale. We'll just take one more. I don't know if they're equal counts on either side. I'm just in flow. Okay. Step forwards right, step back left. We have another one. So we're now on to form number 13 of 18. So check your knee can bend, right knee, back knee, right knee, and back knee, right knee, and back knee. And this is pushing waves. So I want you to exhale. So you're pushing and inhale, draw back. Exhale, inhale. So they're forceful. Exhale, keep the elbows in. Inhale. Drawing that wave back. Keep the elbows in. Now we know the force of the waves. So I want you to imagine and let your energy flow like the waves. The inhale back and the exhale forwards. Elbows stay in, shoulders stay down. Exhale. Inhale back. Slow it down as you need to. I know I always get carried away and go a little bit quick. I'm trying my best to slow. Trying my best. That's all we can do. Notice these qualities in ourselves and try and harmonize our own energy. Be our own caretaker of our health, of our energy, and of our longevity. Longevity. Exhale forwards, inhale it back. And then we're going to step back on the right, step forwards on the left, check again with the knees. So you don't want to be on the I always call this the tightrope. All right, we can't be flowing and fluid there. So your feet are hip distance apart. The right foot turns out, the left foot points forwards to 12 o'clock. The left is about 5 past, 10 past, somewhere in between. All right, we're ready to push. On the exhale, soft but firm. So you can express this with your own sense of wave-like motion through the body, connecting into water. And we are 70+% water. The liver is 85% water. Has the most highest water capacity in all parts of our body. Inhale back, exhale forwards. Inhale back, exhale forwards. So this is a nice balancing, harmonizing movement, but still working strongly on the legs. 2 more. Bring that wave back in. Step back with the left. And standing back in our wuji, comfortable stance. All right, now it gets exciting. So we're going to bring the hands into the sides of our waist. Don't put the thumb in, keep the thumb out. And we call this one punching. They're called various things because these have been passed through many, many years and different styles will call it different things. This is either called punching with an angry gaze. So if we take the right hand, you turn your palm up, so you would punch with your knuckles. Inhale back. Inhale back. And you really let out that full exhale from the belly. Bend the knees. So this is a good one to get any anger out. So keep going. But I love the name that it's sometimes called. Dragon emerging from the sea. And maybe the dragon of anger emerging from the sea. So try and keep the elbows in tight. You can take quite a fast fist out, a fast fist. So we're working with the wood element, the liver and the gallbladder, when we're balancing our anger. I'm not saying that we never should get angry. It's just about balancing it. So we'll do a few more, so we won't be angry tonight. Keep exhaling through the mouth. Dragon emerging from the sea. And a couple more. Remember to have the knuckles pointing ahead of you. Okay, so we no longer have any anger. It's all neutralized and balanced. So we're going to take the thumbs now inside the hands. You would not punch like that. I learned this from my martial arts practice, because you could break your thumb. So when you punch, you have the thumb on the outside. However, we're not punching now. We're going to turn the flying wheel. So the feet are parallel, slightly different. Oh, lovely. I love different. I love to mix it up. So we're going to exhale to the right side, but we're going to bring the body forwards and then up the left side. So we're turning the flying wheel, or sometimes they call it turning the windmill, but I think I like the flying wheel better. Try not to have your knees fully extended, so there's a soft bend in the knees, remembering that that energy can't flow when we lock our joints. So we're turning from the waist. If your back has any sense of triggering, if that's triggering a lower back, then really be careful, bend the knees fully and take your time as you come up. So it's an exhale down and an inhale up, working into the sides of the body. Exhale down, turn the body, inhale back up. So you come to the starting position. Exhale, turn the body, inhale up. Again, this is a full body movement which really moves our blood, moves our lymph, moves out those stuck things, anything stagnant that needs to come out is going to be shifted, including our energy. So let's turn that flying wheel and get back to the top. We're going to turn the wheel to the opposite side, so to the left side, drop forwards, inhale up. If you feel dizzy at all, slow it down or stop, take a breather. Stay in tune with your breath. Turning the flying wheel, or windmill turning. And just notice your whole body responding to that full movement. I'm going to take two more. And come back to center. Oh, release the arms of the windmill. So we're now to the final two of the 18 form, Shibashi. And again, this is similar, but it's different. So we're going to take the same hand and the same foot. And I love the description of this one, walking through tall grass and stepping out of samsara. So we can imagine walking through tall grass. And samsara is a yogic term used, or what it means, sorry, in Sanskrit is the continuous cycle of life and death. So it's quite a nice idea of stepping out of that continual cycle of life and death. Or stepping through the long grass. And really working the knee as high as you can. Working into your ankles, knees, hips. It does feel weird to do it on the same side when we're so used to doing the opposite sides. But this is the 18 forms Shibashi that we're doing today. And just mixing it up a little bit. The 18 forms that I generally teach you is the yoga version, the Indian version is the Chinese version. Equally, both of them are as old as each other. It's just a different translation of 18 movements. Okay. Whoa. So we're walking and just coming to the end of the field of tall grass. Maybe you can feel that in your hips. I can definitely feel that in my hips. And release. And because we worked our hips a little bit, let's just circle. Let's just take a full circle. And whenever we do this practice, we always remind ourselves of the water element which resides in this hip area. And the qualities of fluidity and flowing water. And if we think of that if we can be flowing like water, we can release anything that's stuck or stale or stagnant. None of those words sound nice, do they? Stuck, stale, or stagnant. We can move that out if we can be reminded of those qualities of water. So finally, we're going to gather up the fragrance from the earth. So imagine that, all that spring fragrance that we're gathering. All the beauty of spring and qualities from nature. And we're going to seal those, fill and seal them into our beings, our energetic beings. Just bringing the hands down. You can feel some energy pulsing from the fingers, maybe not, it really doesn't matter. And then just place the hands left on top of the right for the ladies, right on top of the left for the gents. Soften the knees, close the eyes, and just let that fragrance from the earth just fill for a moment and go away with not just a little bit more balanced energy, but that fragrance we want to take as well. And then coming to the floor, whichever way you want to come to floor, and preparing yourself for a short relaxation and a little reading from the Tao Te Ching. So bringing yourself slowly, comfortably down to floor. If you want to put on any clothing, please do. But laying yourself down softly, keeping that refreshed sense of balanced energy. And just feeling your connection to the floor. Close your eyes. And feel your body breathing. Your breath is your life force energy. So just invite your breath to deepen and slow down. Nothing in the world is as soft and yielding as water. Yet for dissolving the hard and inflexible, nothing can surpass it. The soft overcomes the hard. The gentle overcomes the rigid. Everyone knows this is true, but few can put it into practice. Therefore, the master remains serene in the midst of sorrow. Evil cannot enter his heart because he has given up helping. He is people's greatest help. So we look at that paradox really of nothing in the world is as soft and yielding as water. Yet for dissolving the hard and the inflexible, nothing can surpass it. And the reason I've mentioned that is, we often can be very hard with ourselves, with our practice, and we just got to look at, fitness and gyms and even yoga. Nowadays, we think that the harder we work out and the harder we hold a pose and we hold it and we hold it rigid, that we're going to be stronger and fitter. Yet the soft overcomes the hard, the gentle overcomes the rigid. So think of your body like that, we're quite hard on ourselves. We're pushing ourselves all the time, with it, be it work, be it, what we're trying to achieve in our exercise. Sometimes we need to invite a little bit of that water quality and softness into our practice. Okay. So I hope you enjoyed the 18 forms, or the Shibashi, which is the traditional form of Qigong. When you feel ready, bring a little wriggle into the fingers and the toes, but don't move quickly, move softly, be kind. And then slowly bringing the knees into the chest. Take a little massage on that lower back, side to side. Bring the knees into the chest. Roll onto the right-hand side, away from the heart, or left side if you have low blood pressure. And slowly come to a comfortable seated position. Bring the hands together at the heart. And just taking a deep bow to yourselves. Namaste. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for joining. And I hope you sleep well.